YouTube, what's up? You guys are up first today. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Yeah, a little bit early. I know. Oh, I know. A little bit early. I gotta explain this. So, long story short, I have something up today. And apparently, nobody really knows what the hell, hey, tell me what you're doing today. And then... And my bad as I'm getting Facebook up. But nobody really knows what the hell communication really is. Like, you know, hey, we're gonna do this today at this certain time. Like, it's complete. Like, and it's like, yo, tell me your schedule and we'll work this out. Like, you know what I mean? It's, yeah, it's kind of fucking crazy. What's up, Facebook? Good timing, too. So, I was just explaining to YouTube why I'm going live. Pretty much got something for LLC tonight. Pretty much couldn't go live at, was gonna try and go live at 5. Couldn't go live at 5, so now I'm gonna go live at 2. Oh, but it's a little bit past 2, and you guys know me. I gotta play my signature song. Gotta play the signature. Enter Sandman, bruh. Let me tell you, if there's one song that I've always wanted to have intro for like any of my shows, it's Enter Sandman Metallica. That song gets you ready for anything. I'm telling you, guys. If you have not downloaded Enter Sandman like at all, I'm telling you. And Facebook apparently has a new setup for live stream. Of course, of course. But yeah, so pretty much, so what are we going to talk about today? Guys, actually, it's going to be a good story, because I'm going to end the debate. Oh, hang on, Facebook. Hang on, let me turn off my data for that one. Come on, trying to reconnect. Shut up, I know you're connecting. There we go. Oh, Facebook wants to be stupid today, but YouTube wants to work. It's fantastic, guys, how technology is working. But, no, pretty much, things I'm going to be talking about today. Gonna end the debate on which team is gonna be better this season, in my opinion, and I'm also gonna talk about basketball a little bit. So, because football really hasn't started up, so gonna start off with baseball because why not? So here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wkcv, the voice of Keystone College, is back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sports Talk. Yeah, I know it's JT. And it's not 7 o'clock. It's like it's about 2:10 in the afternoon. Yeah, I know. Long story short, got something to do tonight, so I figure, I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging. And because I got something to do, I got to give you guys a show. You know, it's something that I've become accustomed to. Where pretty much if I have a show on a certain day, I'm gonna get you guys that show. And honestly, it's gonna be a good show today because honestly, I'm gonna end a debate on which team is better. Or in the AL East. If you guys don't know which team I'm talking about already, folks, I'll spoil it a little bit. Red Sox, Yankees, classic rivalry, folks. And another team, and another thing we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk a little basketball today, because why not? Because basketball, during the playoffs, actually, could you believe it? It's February 23rd, I believe. Yeah, February 23rd. And then pretty much today, he's saying that April's almost here, and everything is just coming full circle, man. It's unbelievable. It truly is, and I'm more than happy for it. I really am, and believe me, I'm all for it. Now, the one thing I do want to turn around and I do want to actually start talking about, and actually the first thing I'm going to jump into, folks, I kind of spoiled it a little bit. Kind of want to talk about how can I put it? The rivalry that's going on between the Yankees and the Red Sox, and the question of debate since JD Martinez signed, I believe it was last night, to a 5-year with a 2-year opt-out, which pretty much means in 2 years he can opt out if he wants, and then pretty much 2 years after that, pretty much he has 2 player options if he wanted to, or it might be team options, who knows. Nonetheless, guys, it's going to be interesting to see and the debate is very, very similar. I mean, you got the Yankees, Red Sox, and folks, if you don't know this rivalry has literally been going on for God knows how long, and, like, some of it has cooled down, but for the fans, like, no offense, guys, but for the fans, it hasn't, and that's, honestly, how can I put it, that's the light way of putting it. Now, the first time that this is actually going to be happening, the first time we're going to get to see the Yankees and the Red Sox go at it, do battle, is actually going to be a week series, or it's going to be a night series, pretty much, in other words, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's going to be in Boston. That's the first time we're going to see that in Boston. And then the first Yankees-Red Sox series that we're going to see in New York is going to be May 8th. So keep that in mind. And actually, finals are going to be ending around that time. So another thing to keep in mind. Just saying, guys. But no, nonetheless, like, I want to talk about this a little bit because it actually is kind of, like I said, a topic that's really been getting under everybody's skin. And it's a case of it's not really that hard if you look at it. Because both teams obviously matched everywhere except for one specific spot, in my opinion. Now, obviously, the Yankees, they did pick up I believe it wasn't I know Jabari Blash they picked up, and they also picked up, who was it from the Diamondbacks? It was Brandon Drury. There we go. And the Yankees are actually considering making Drury the third baseman. And obviously, Cashman said that the kid has potential. Honestly, I can't deny it. All right. Honestly, the last time we picked somebody up from Arizona, and pretty much it was an unbelievable pickup in Didi Gregorius. I wasn't sure about it at first because, not the best of stats. Obviously, he was a rookie. Hit his first home run against the Yankees, but honestly, then Didi came around. So, and honestly, he's been taking care of that short porch in left, or in right. So, honestly, I enjoy it very much. Watching Didi. So, honestly, I'm gonna go ahead. I will trust. I'll trust Cashman on this a little bit. But honestly, if I had to say something, guys, I want to see. I don't know about you guys. I want to see Gleyber Torres as that third baseman. I don't know about you guys. That kid, I went to we went to a Wilkes-Barre game last year, here beginning of the season, and saw him play. Honestly, the kid is unreal. Well, now, the one thing I do want to bring up is something that is going to probably get under a lot of people's skin, and believe me, like I said, that's the point of this show, folks, the fact that it's going to get under your skin. Honestly, the one place that I think the Yankees will have, and 20 times out of 20, will have the Red Sox beat more than likely is the bullpen. And I'm not talking closer role, because trust me, Kimbrel and Chapman, step for step, man. I mean, I don't think there was a season where, Chapman and Kimbrel both pitched a full season and both of them are going head for head against each other. Honestly, I really think that right there it's really a stride for stride. But in terms of back of the bullpen, I mean, I can't really think of anyone from the Red Sox. I mean, Thornburg, he's a hit or miss. Joe Kelly is a problem. Obviously, yes, he can throw 100, but that's great. Hey, you can throw 100, but if you're not getting guys out, what kind of value are you? Carson Smith, he's all right. Hey, Matt Barnes, again, hit or miss. Heath Hembree, hey, hit or miss. And then you look at the Yankees bullpen. I mean, Chad Green, I'm not going to lie, folks. I thought Chad Green was going to be an absolute mistake when they brought him in. But then Green turns around and he starts dominating and goes a 3 1/3, I believe it was. Yeah, 3 1/3, dominates. Then they bring in Robertson, who obviously no stranger to pinstripes, especially no stranger to the Yankee-Red Sox rivalry. He pretty much, if you put on pinstripes or you put on a Red Sox uniform, folks, you are going to be in that rivalry as soon as you put on the jersey. Whether it's the fans letting you know, or whether that's just, how can I put it, or whether that's pretty much the players or the atmosphere, or you're just told the very first day, hey, get ready to face Boston, we want to beat them. Or, hey, get ready to face New York, we're going to beat them. But, I mean, that's just a rivalry. And then Betances, I understand he had a couple of rough games last year, but come on. He's still an elite pitcher. And then Adam Warren, yeah, enough said on that. And Tommy Kahnle, too. Who, can't believe I missed that name. I mean, Tommy Kahnle, man. And the guy throws gas, and he knows his stuff. And it's scary because any one of these guys could also close a game out. Oh, because if you think about it, say Chapman needs a rest. Say the Yankees are on a 10-game winning streak. Yankees have won 6 straight. They've used Chapman in 6 straight games. Say Chapman needs a rest. Yes, they could bring in Betances. They could bring in Kahnle. They could bring in Robertson. And they could even, I'm not afraid to say it, they could bring in Chad Green, all right? Those 4 right there, Betances, Robertson, Green, Kahnle, none of them are afraid of the save situation. And each of them have been put in a save situation, and they've been able to lock it down. And honestly, I'm excited to see what happens. Now, lineup-wise, I understand. Red Sox just got J.D. Martinez. As a lot of people are going to turn around, they're going to be like, oh, J.D. Martinez is going to be the new right fielder, or they're going to get rid of someone now. Oh, and the question is, honestly, who do you get rid of? Do you get rid of Benintendi? Do you get rid of Bradley? Do you get rid of Betts? Honestly, I don't think you get rid of Benintendi. Or, I don't think you get rid of Bradley. I think you move Betts to left. And I think you actually move Bradley, keep him in center, keep J.D. Martinez in right, but then you turn around and let's actually think about it for a second. let's think of what to do with Benintendi. Maybe use him for trade bait. Maybe. I'm just saying. Maybe use Benintendi for trade bait. Hey, now what about Devers? What about Bogarts? What about Pedroia? What about Moreland? What about the catcher situation? Now, obviously, Vasquez more on the lines for his defense. Obviously, they could also use Sandy Leon. Right now, that one is up for grabs. Honestly, partially leaning towards I think that the Red Sox could have possibly went out there and possibly spent money on a third baseman. I'm just saying. I mean, or even a catcher. I mean, same thing with the Yankees. I mean, could be said. They could have went out there, spent money on a third baseman. I mean, not going to say anything bad about Torres over at second base, but I mean, they could have definitely spent money on Moose, or they could have spent money somewhere there. Or honestly, they could have literally made a splash on free agency, but only thing they did was picked up Stanton. And again, I can understand that. And I mean, even from a manager's standpoint, let's talk about that real quick. I mean, from a manager's standpoint, this matchup is even. I mean, Aaron Boone, never really been a manager. I think obviously he's been a ESPN commentator. And Alex Cora, who was a coach for the Houston Astros, is now let's be realistic, he's a manager now. Went from a coach to a manager. Boone went from analysis to how can I put it? How can I put this? It's went from a coach to a manager, and then a broadcaster to a manager. So I mean, really, who is going to be stepping up? And it's a question of like, it's not really, who would you use? Who knows the system better? Honestly, if I had to guess, I'd probably say neither. Or, I mean, is the division up for grabs in terms of these two teams? No, because honestly, the manager isn't going to affect play. Let's be real. Well, honestly, I trust Boone. All right, enough of the pitch count. I think Boone is actually going to let the guy go if he's actually doing well. And, I mean, he has the rotation to do it. He has the rotation to absolutely be filthy. I mean, he's got Sevy, Gray, Tanaka, Sabathia, Montgomery. Then he's got Sale. Then Cora, he has Sale, Porcello, Price, Pomerantz, Steven, and Wright. I mean, and honestly, it's really, he's something that not a lot of people have an idea about, and it's a case of who's gonna get it done in terms of the manager role. Well, and honestly, like I said, I really think that it could possibly be Boone. But honestly, right now, I think it's just going to be an experiment type deal for both managers. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes on. And honestly, like I said, breaking it down in terms of position-wise, I mean, let's look at it. I mean, Yankees compared to the Red Sox at first base. I mean, you got Bird and you got Moreland. Bird, obviously, an injury threat. Folks, all right, Yankee fans, I know you're going to say, oh, he's not an injury threat. All right, guys, Guys, like I said, I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm also a sports broadcaster, so let's be real. Bird is an injury threat. He learned from Teixeira, of all people. So, honestly, got that going on there. And then Moreland, who's an absolute power stud. Now, honestly, probably should have been valued a little bit more by Texas, is because, honestly, he's taking advantage of the pesky pull. And, again, Bird's taking advantage of the right field. Old short porch. And then second base, Torres and Pedroia. Honestly, Pedroia obviously is better, but Torres is honestly, he's been showing flashes of pretty much a very good Gold Glove player. And honestly, I believe that he could probably get it done as well. So honestly, a little bit evenly matched, but obviously I'm going to give it to Pedroia right there. I'll drop over to third base because honestly, that's where it kind of needs a little bit of improvement. Now, honestly, I get it. Rafael Devers, he's a prospect, but I mean, what about Eduardo Nunez? I mean, had an amazing breakout season, man. And for the Red Sox, and actually for the Giants, and honestly, like I said, came through in massive clutch situations, and he was able to also, before he went down actually with an injury, he honestly was able to get a lot done. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Nunez winds up being the third baseman and for the Red Sox. So, and then, like I said, third base for the Yankees, obviously, it's kind of a toss-up. Honestly, just glad they got rid of head case. But honestly, like I said, I mean, who is it going to be? Is it going to be Drury? Is it going to be Torres? Honestly, I would prefer Torres to get him a little bit of experience so that you're not just tossing him in halfway through the season. I mean, that's just a given. Catcher, I'm going to give it to the Yankees. I mean, Gary Sanchez, I just can't deny the power numbers. Obviously, bats, he bats third in the lineup, fourth in the lineup. Honestly, a huge power threat because, honestly, he's got Judge in front of him, and now he has Stanton either in front of him or behind him. Don't know where the Yankees are going to put him yet, but think, man, Judge will be that. All right, this is what I'm going to project the Yankees lineup to be. All right, and I'll give you the Red Sox lineup, what I think that's going to be as well. So, Yankees lineup, honestly, is probably going to be like this. It's going to go probably Gardner, Judge, Stanton, and Sanchez, as not to get that confused, Stanton, Sanchez, as Bird, Hicks, Bird, Didi, Hicks, I'll give it to Bird, Hicks, and then I'll give it to probably, if it's Drury at third base, I'll give it to Torres, and then I'll give it to Drury. If it's Torres, I'm going to give it to Torres, then Torres. So, honestly, that's how I project the Yankees lineup to be, and I'll give you guys the Red Sox lineup in a bit. But honestly, like I said, you got that going for you. And say Sanchez is batting behind Sanchez, or he's batting behind Judge. You got to pitch to one of those three guys. Pick your poison. That's how I'm looking at right now. Pick your poison. Obviously, got to see if it was and everybody's going to say this, got to see if it was a sophomore slump for Judge, right? Honestly, we had to see if it was a sophomore, can't even say that. It's a little bit of a tongue twister in a sense. Sophomore slump for Sanchez. Honestly, Sanchez proved us wrong. Wasn't a sophomore slump. So, question is, like I said, who is going to be your poison? And honestly, my poison right now would probably be, and it's scary to say, it would probably be Sanchez if I had to pick between those three. Or maybe Judge. Honestly, it'd be Sanchez or Judge, because I don't want to face Stanton, bro. I will walk it. Honestly, if I was a pitcher, I would just intentionally walk Stanton every time. Just treat him like Barry Bonds. Just walk him every at bat. And add in the fact that, just real quick, just add in the fact that the dimensions of Yankee Stadium, obviously 420 to center field, but let's be realistic. You got short porches down the left and right field line. Imagine he hits a line drive to right. I mean, he has smoked it, all right? We've already seen what he can do with the Marlins at Yankee Stadium. He's already homered, all right? So check that off the list. So, honestly, let's see if Judge says, hey, you want to see where I hit that ball? Oh, a point right over there. Then he'll wind up, he'll hit it about a mile farther. So, honestly, that's just going to be a competition beyond competitions. Anyway, then talking about the center field, but back to the topic at hand. Obviously, third base, like I said, it could probably favor the Red Sox, but honestly, third base situation for both teams is a little bit confusing. Shortstop, pretty even, but I'm going to give it to Bogarts over at shortstop. Because honestly, I think Bogarts is a little bit better contact hitting. Didi, obviously, a little bit more power, but speed-wise, again, it came down to one category for me. It's probably going to be his speed, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to say Bogarts is just a little bit faster, which is obviously big. Outfield, I'll go entire outfield, so say the Red Sox keep Benintendi in left field, and how would they do this, actually? That's actually my main concern. Here, say they wind up moving J.D. Martinez to left field. Also, so it's, honestly, and the way I'm looking at it, I don't see Benintendi on the Red Sox starting lineup. So, say it's pretty much J.D., Bradley, and Betts. Say it's like that, and then Gardner, Hicks, Judge. Honestly, gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give it to the Yankees. All right, better fielding, honestly, and they could slide Judge in there, or wherever they wanted to, or they could slide Stanton in there. They could put, I mean, if they wanted to, if they really wanted to, they could put Judge in left. All right, this is how scary they are. They could put Judge in left. They could put Gardner in center, and then Stanton in right. That's how scary it is, and the fact that it's unreal, man. And so, outfield, I'm going to give it to the Yankees because, honestly, like I said, the power, the speed, all that for the Yankees is going to be going for them. And then DH, if it remains this way where it's Hanley against Stanton, I'm going to give it to Stanton no matter what because, honestly, sorry, Hanley. Let's be real. Better out of the two? Yeah, it's Stanton. Just power-wise, fielding-wise, I mean, honestly, and plus that, I think that Stanton could be a little bit more used in the outfield. So pretty much if they needed someone to come in and play the field, they could use Stanton. So just going to say it like that. Now, rotation-wise, I'm going to give it to the Yankees because, honestly, again, more depth. And, honestly, you look at someone like Montgomery. Obviously, again, compare the starters. There's starter one, Sale versus Sevy. Honestly, going to give it to Sevy more than once. Or going to give it to Sale because, let's be real, Sale is filthy. But, honestly, Sevy can make it the case. Gray against Porcello, I'm going to give it to Gray. Hey, I'm sorry, Red Sox fans. Porcello winning the Cy Young was a joke. We all know it. We all know what it was, and it was just a complete joke. All right, Verlander should have won it. Just saying. Price, Tanaka, dead even, because both of them, Tanaka since coming in the lead, fell off a little bit. Price, on and off. So, honestly, in terms of playoffs, again, on and off. So, that one, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say deadlock. Pomeranz against CC. I'm going to give it to CC. Reason being, I honestly think CC, obviously, yes, velocity isn't there anymore, but the break is still there, and that's honestly something that I definitely see CC. I see CC not having a problem with. See what I did there? Yeah. I say C one more time in his name. I swear, I don't know what we'd have to call. Stephen Wright against Jordan Montgomery for the 5th spot. And honestly, say this is a 5-game series. All right, here. I'll put it to you like this. Say it's a 5-game series and it comes down to Montgomery against Wright. I am going with Jordan Montgomery. Why am I going with Jordan Montgomery? It's plain and simple. Well, Stephen Wright has no control. All right, you look at the two. I think Jordan Montgomery has a lot more control of his stuff than Wright ever would. All right, and the fact that, and again, I'm going to say this as a fact. All right, the fact that Stephen Wright was an all-star back in, I think it was when it was in San Diego, or a couple of years ago. Or no, it was in Minnesota where Stephen Wright was an all-star. That was a joke, folks. All right, you want to look at a joke, look at Stephen Wright. All right, and I'm not insulting the guy. It's just a fact that we look at everything and we're like, oh, this guy throws a knuckleball. Oh, Tim Wakefield. No, he's not Wakefield. All right, Wakefield actually knew how to get guys out. Oh, and Wakefield actually knew how to get out of the first inning. I'm just saying that part. All right, beside the point. Hey, now going to go ahead. Like I said, already kind of touched on the bullpen and the closing situation. And bullpen, I'm giving to the Yankees. Closer is a dead match, but I'd have to give it to Chapman by an inch, like literally the edge of a hair. So, honestly, in terms of who's better for each team, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give it to Aroldis Chapman. I think Chapman is a little bit better than Kimbrel, and honestly, it's really interesting to see. So, like I said, in my opinion, who do I think is better in terms of these two teams? Honestly, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give it to the Yankees. Because of the fact that, honestly, it's not even the off-season moves. Everybody seems to forget. Bullpen. And, I mean, pitching wins championships, folks. All right, that's not just a catchphrase. That's literally, that's how the game works. Pretty much, if you can go ahead, you can score 30 runs, that's great. But if your pitcher gives up 31 runs, you lost. So, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, hey, the Yankees are pretty much better than the Red Sox. And again, that's, folks, if you guys know me, I understand. And a lot of people will turn around and they'll be like, oh, you're a Yankee fan. That's why you're saying that. No, I'm not saying that because I'm a Yankee fan. I'm saying that because, honestly, from a broadcaster's point of view, honestly, I think that's how it is, all right? You look at, again, and I looked past the signing of J.D. Martinez. I looked past the trade for Giancarlo Stanton. I looked past all of that. And, all right, look at the bullpen. All right, like I said, Joe Kelly, congratulations. You throw 104. That's fantastic. Can you get anybody out? Oh, all right? Because, honestly, let's be real. If you guys really want to talk bullpen-wise, can Joe Kelly, I mean, this is the man who has been contemplated as a starter, a reliever, and a closer. And that's a joke. It's a joke that the fact that he's being debated between starter and closer are a joke. So, honestly, I'm going to go ahead, like I said, I'm going to give it to Joe Kelly and say that congratulations. You can have a 5.08 ERA as a starter and then come into a game, aim and strike out 3 guys, and then the next inning give up 3 runs. That's fantastic for you. Oh, and you can touch 104 on the gun. Like I said, congratulations to you. Oh, but honestly, you're not the best. And I mean, Thornburg and Smith, all right? Carson Smith and Thornburg, I'll give it to them. They have their up and down years. But then you look at it, and it's like what about Barnes? What about Hembree? Hembree. Hey, I mean, they're on and off. As for the Yankees, if one guy has a bad day, you have like 4 other guys you can go to, and then you got to roll the Chapman in the end of the bullpen. That's scary, folks, for me. But I don't know. All right, guys. So enough rambling for me. Enough, I guess you could call it a rage. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna turn it over to 2 quick songs real quick, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna actually go ahead. We will talk about a little bit of basketball. So. Guys, like I said, you are listening to WKCV, the voice of Keystone College. Guys, stay tuned. Whew. Oh, there we go. All right, first half done. First half done. Time for the second half. It is going to be basketball. It is going to be basketball. I know a lot of people are not going to get... And it's kind of something that I kind of want to talk about, and it's kind of big. It's actually who I think is actually... And I'll tell you guys, since you guys are here, and since I'm not live with you guys, I'm actually going to talk about who I think is going to make the playoffs, and honestly, I'll give you guys my playoff predictions. So... Yeah, we'll go closer. Why not? Or closer, whatever it is. Closer. What is it? Is it closer or closer? Closer. Now I'm singing the lyrics in my head, and now I think about it, it's closer. Cause baby, pull me closer. Yep. All right, I got it. What it is. For some reason, why did I think it was always closer? I don't know. Oh, guess go to a bar, get a closer. I don't know. I don't know, man. Somebody help me, bro. Alright, all good. Audio, let's talk basketball. But no, like I said, gonna go ahead, I'm gonna talk about pretty much NBA. Oh. NBA.com, but guys. Wizards Cavs tonight at 8. No John Wall. I want to see if there's something where I can actually, like, keep track of this. Google.com. NBA playoff maker. NBA playoff bracket. There we go. Thank you. Alright, there we go. Oh, draft. I'm trying to get... Oh, here you go. Alright. Yeah, I'll do it like this. And I'm rushing myself, is it? Eight and 8, 16. Yep. Is that somewhat loud? Celtics, Raptors. Wizards, Cavs, Bucks, Pacers, '76ers, Heat. All right, then. For me, Rockets, actually. WKCV, the voice of Keystone College, is back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, welcome back to what else? Welcome to Sports Talks here back on WKCV. Like I said, the voice of Keystone College. And guys, I'm excited to be here. I'm always excited to be here for whatever reason. And it's like, I'm happy whenever I get a chance to turn around and I get to talk with you guys about sports and about, trying not to bore you guys to death, obviously. But again, that's just me. So guys, I figured I'd turn around and tell you guys that I'm excited for this NBA season. I really am. And I'm actually really excited about what's possibly going to happen in, who knows where in terms of the NBA season. And it's really, how can I put this? It's really going to be a case of coming down to the wire for me and really looking at everybody in the playoff bracket. Right now, these are the current standings, folks. It's Toronto, Boston, Cleveland, Washington, in Indiana, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Miami. That's the East, obviously. Then you go over to the West, and let's take a look at Houston, Golden State, San Antonio, Minnesota, Oklahoma City, Denver, Portland, New Orleans. Now, honestly, how do I have this turning out? Now, honestly, I want to go ahead and I want to actually start over in I want to start over in Toronto. I want to start over in Boston. I want to start in Cleveland. Obviously, I want to start in the East. So, obviously, already 2 40-plus win teams right now. And it's the Toronto Raptors and it's the Boston Celtics. And honestly, yeah, Boston. We're talking Boston here. And honestly, Boston, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give you your second straight 1 seed. All right? Now, as much as it kills me to say that, I I really believe that Boston has everything going for them. I think Kyrie is definitely finding his own in Boston, which is scary. He's somewhat putting up his own MVP type numbers. And honestly, like I said, I'm going to go ahead. I will give it to Boston to get the 1 seed. So, now the question is, who would I have them facing in a counterpart? Or as an 8 seed? And honestly, with the addition of Blake Griffin, folks, yes, I love how the Heat are playing right now, but honestly, I think they're going to fall out right now. I think they're going to drop that 8 seed, and I'm going to go ahead, and obviously they picked up Dwayne Wade back, so honestly, it's going to be killer for me, but I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to say Detroit actually picks up the 8 seed with Griffin and Drummond, and I think that they actually become a very scary 8 seed. So I got Drummond and then Griffin moving into the 8 seed, so for me, it would be Boston against, Detroit, and the reason I got those two going at it is because, honestly, like I said, Kyrie and who knows, Kyrie and Horford, honestly, Horford, he's doing all right this year. But the question is, like, is Gordon Hayward going to come back this season? A lot of people are saying he is. A lot of people are saying he isn't. Obviously, the injury to the calf is kind of killer for him. Kind of sucks. Can't even lie about that. But honestly, I'm interested to see what happens in terms of those two teams. So I'm honestly going to go ahead. I will give it to Boston, like I said, and for them taking on Detroit. And then, honestly, going on to my 2 versus 7, honestly, I'm going to keep it how it is. I'm going to say Philadelphia keeps their 7 seed, but I'm going to say Toronto falls to the 2nd seed. I don't think Cleveland catches up, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give Toronto the 2nd seed to take on Philly, and that's actually going to be a really good matchup if you think about it. To where it would be Boston taking, or where it would be Toronto. My bad, I'm stumbling on my words. Toronto taking on Philadelphia, and that would be scary, man. And so, yeah, like I said, gonna go ahead. I will give it to Boston and Toronto. I will say that they will actually get it done, and that's where I was going with that Boston comment earlier. So I'll say those two, they go ahead, get it done. So my 1 and 2 seeds move on, and then my 3 seed will be the Cavs. As much as it kills me to say that, LeBron has found his new team. And honestly, LeBron says they're going to wake up, but the question is, can they wake up? Like, really, can they wake up in terms of the playoffs? Because they're going to make it. Honestly, Clarkson's never been in the playoffs. Larry Nance Jr. never really been in the playoffs. So, I mean, the question is, like, who do you trust in terms of that team to, like, carry it? I mean, and Kevin Love, honestly, a lot of people are going to rip me for this, and I get that. Kevin Love, he's getting old. Well, you traded away Isaiah Thomas, Jordan Clarkson. Yes, he's back. Obviously, I get that. At J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, he's a problem. Why is Tristan Thompson a problem? Let's be real. He sucks at center. All right, Cleveland, why did you pay that man? What's wrong with you? Why did you pay Tristan Thompson that much money? Why did you make that mistake? Why are you full of mistakes right now? Why are you going to go into a rebuilding? Because LeBron's going to leave you in the offseason. Why is LeBron leaving you in the offseason? Because LeBron actually knows what Cleveland's falling into. Now, honestly, who does LeBron go to? Who knows? But maybe it might be the team that he loses to. Just saying. But I'm going to go ahead, like I said, I will give Cleveland the 3 seed. Taking them on, I will give it to the Pacers and Oladipo. Honestly, I love what Oladipo's doing. Sabonis has been pretty good for the Pacers. But honestly, like I said, I'm going to give it to the Pacers. I'm going to say they fall, and I'll give the reason why they fall. And I think that they actually take it to the Cavs. I think they take it to them in 6. And I'm going to go ahead. I will say that the Cavs turn around, and I will say that the Cavs actually win in the series. They win in 6. And honestly, I'll go ahead. Like I said, I'll give it to the Cavs as to move on. So honestly, it would be a Toronto Cleveland semifinal. When haven't we heard that one, folks? Now, next one up is going to be my 4 and 5 seeds. And honestly, I'm going to keep it the way it is except I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to say it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be Washington against Milwaukee. That, folks, is going to be the series. If that gets to a 4 or 5 seed, that is going to be the series to watch. Why is it going to be the series to watch? My goodness. I mean, imagine this. Giannis against Bradley Beal. Imagine John Wall gets happy. Imagine that. That is going to be a series, all right? That one I would have going to 7, honestly. Honestly, it would be interesting. Oh, by the way, for the Boston-Detroit series, I would have going 5. For the Toronto-Philly series, I'll have that one going to 6 as well. Well, so I got those two. Now, who would I have in the The 4 and 5 seed, like I said, it would be Washington and Milwaukee, and I'll actually go ahead. I'll give it to the Milwaukee Bucks. Why am I going to go ahead and give it to Milwaukee? Because honestly, I think Milwaukee is due, and I think Giannis will definitely carry that team. So then it would be a Milwaukee-Cleveland final. Or it'd be a Milwaukee-Boston final. I'll put it like that. Milwaukee-Boston. And I think that would be the proper way of putting it, right? Yeah. Milwaukee and Boston. And honestly, who wins that one? Honestly, I'll go into that one. I'll actually go ahead. I'll say Milwaukee against Boston. I'll go with Boston. And then I'll say that Boston gets it done in 6. Honestly, I think that Boston, like I said, has a lot to offer for them. Him as a 1 seed. And honestly, I think that Giannis, obviously, I think Giannis can carry this team. But honestly, I think he can only carry them so far. And especially with the addition of Bledsoe, and also a little bit of help from Jabari Parker. But honestly, who knows? So, but moving on to pretty much the 2 versus 3 seed in the Raptors against the Cavs. And honestly, I'm going to give it to the Raptors. I think the Raptors actually get their revenge. I think that the Raptors have been seeking revenge, and I actually think that this year they actually have a team that can actually get it done. So I'm going to go ahead. I am going to say the Raptors go ahead. They get it done. And so, like I said, give me the Raptors first to beat the Cavs. And I'll even one up you. I'll say in 7. And I'll say the Raptors win in 7. Thrilling Game 7 in Toronto. I say Toronto gets it done. So that leaves me with a Boston-Toronto final, and I think that Boston goes ahead and Boston brings the championship home. That means that Boston brings the Eastern Conference Championship. Yep, Eastern Conference Championship back to Boston, and they move on to the finals for a potential playoff matchup. Now, who do I have them facing off against? Now, let's go over to the West, ladies and gentlemen. And so the Western Conference, I have it going down like this. I got Houston in as my 1 seed, obviously. And I'll do it the same way I did it the last time. My 1 seed will be Houston. And let's go for the 8th seed. I'm going to go ahead. I'll say that it keeps with New Orleans. And yeah, I'll keep New Orleans. Because honestly, I think that AD is more than capable of carrying this team. And imagine, I just want to point this out. Imagine. And this is a legitimate imagine. And the fact of the matter, that, Cousins is back for a full season. Of course that's connecting. And sorry guys, talking to myself. But say that team turns around and they stick around for a while. With Cousins. That's gonna be scary to look at. Alright? And say that's an 8 seed. That's gonna be a scary 8 seed. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'll give it to New Orleans, but honestly, in the end, I don't think Davis can carry that team for that long. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say Houston gets it done. They move on as the 1 seed. But actually, talking of, and I'll actually give it to Houston and actually a sweep. My only sweep right there. But Golden State will be my number 2 seed, as much as it kills me to say that. Honestly, a lot of people are saying the Warriors are just sleeping into the playoffs. They're not sleeping, folks. They're showing their colors. They're showing their true colors. I really don't think that the Warriors have it anymore. Alright, I think that Paul going to the Rockets was a little bit of a death note, I should say. And then Minnesota building a super team. Honestly, this is what the Warriors have been due for. And Warriors have nothing to blame but themselves. So, pretty much you turn around, you look at the reason why it's their fault. Honestly, you shouldn't have signed KD. I'm just saying, man. You shouldn't have signed KD and then re-signed him. Alright, you shouldn't have done it. Alright, you just make a lot of people mad. Alright, but back to what I was saying. So, like I said, got Golden State as my 2 seed. And having them face off, I'm going to go ahead. I will say that I'll actually go ahead. I'll give it to Denver. For once, Portland is not going to be taking on Golden State in the first round. So, there you go, Portland. Gave you guys a break. But I'm not going to give you guys a break when it comes to your 3rd team. So, I'm sorry about that, Portland fans. But it's just how the cookie crumbles. So, I'm going to go ahead, like I said, I'm going to give it to Golden State. And honestly, I think that if Denver can actually go to Nikola Jokic, honestly, I think that Denver has a threat on their hands because obviously, let's be real, JaVale McGee have been saying this for a long time. JaVale McGee, Zaza, Where does Golden State have a center? They don't. All right, and that's where Jokic is just going to take care of it. And also, think of it like this. Another thing they want to take care of. Think of pretty much Draymond. They put Draymond on Jokic. I mean, that's just a mismatch in terms of height. Like, I mean, your best bet would probably be put Kevin Durant on him, but I mean, Durant can only do so much. So I'm gonna go ahead. Like I said, I will give it to Golden State beating Denver. I'll give them in 6. I'll give them in 6. I'll give Denver has a good showing at home. For a couple of games, I say they do good, but then they turn around and they blow it. So 2-2. So I say it goes 2-2 and then 4-2 Golden State. So, all right, then I'm gonna go ahead. Like I said, I got Portland as my 6th seed, but honestly, I'm not doing them any favors. Obviously, I had them going against the Warriors, or I was saving them from going against the Warriors, but I'm not going to have them save against going against my 3 seed. My 3 seed, I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm going to switch 2 teams. I'm going to say that Minnesota gets it done, and they move up to a 3 seed, bumping San Antonio down to a 4 seed. Kind of spoiled my 4 and 5 seed matchup. I know. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I am going to say that San Antonio goes ahead. They bump down to a 4 seed. Minnesota goes ahead. They bump up to a 3 seed. And it's going to be Karl Anthony Towns, Jimmy Butler, and Andrew Wiggins, who just got paid, man. And obviously, a lot of people are saying that he's not playing to his potential. But honestly, when you have scorers like Teague, you got Towns, when you got Gibson, when you got scorers on your team, you can have an excuse to not put up the numbers that you're getting paid for. So, I mean, that's just, again, a give and go. So honestly, like I said, it would be Minnesota against Portland for me. And I'll say that series actually goes well. I'm going to say that Dame takes care of Jeff Teague, but then again, they might switch the matchup where it's Jimmy Butler against Damian Lillard and then CJ McCollum against Jeff Teague. They might do that, but honestly, who knows in that matchup. But I will say that one actually goes to 6 as well. I'll say they keep it close again. But honestly, I think that Minnesota pulls away. I think Karl Anthony Towns just takes it away. And we know what guys can do when we know they can take away a finals. So, like I said, I'm going to go ahead. I will give it to Minnesota in that one. So, Minnesota moves on. So, pretty much my 2 and 3 seed matchup will be Golden State against Minnesota. And I'll talk about that in about like 2 seconds. And then pretty much, folks, put the pieces together. 4 and 5. Honestly, do you really think that I'm going to turn around and say Oklahoma City moves out of a 5 seed? Honestly, I see them. I mean, I could see them moving up to a 4 seed, getting a home field advantage against San Antonio, but honestly, it's going to be interesting to see. Honestly, I do, and I've said 6 for this entire matchup. Actually, no, I haven't. I haven't said 6 for the Rockets matchup, but actually, I'm going to go ahead. I will give it to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They get the 4 seed. Spurs go to the 5 seed. Popovich might not be happy, but then again, you got to remember, Spurs are doing all this without Kawhi Leonard, who's potentially, he's cleared. Okay, so this is what I heard about Kawhi. He's cleared to go. But he's not being cleared. Or, like, what? I don't know, folks. I don't know. Honestly, if Kawhi comes back this season, awesome. If he doesn't, oh well. Honestly, who do I have in the 4-5 seed between San Antonio and Oklahoma City? Honestly, I think that Oklahoma City, like I said, they are a 4 seed. I see San Antonio as a 5 seed. I'm going to go ahead. I will give it to Oklahoma City. I can't think today, guys. Because the confusion right now is just killing me with Kawhi, all right? Honestly, this is all Zaza's fault, all right? Not to point fingers. Let's be real. Zaza ankle breakers or Spachulia. And folks, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go watch Kawhi Leonard gets his foot broken or ankle broken by Zaza. And it's not the thing you think, all right? He doesn't get an ankle breaker. Trust me. Well, he gets an ankle. Okay. Gets an ankle breaker, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, Minnesota goes ahead. They move on, face Golden State. Oklahoma City against Houston. That's going to be a battle of 2. Wow, I just kind of set myself up right there. All right, I'm going to say it like this, folks. I hate to say this. Golden State is not going past San Antonio. Or they are not going past Minnesota. That's my opinion. I don't think Golden State's going past Minnesota. I think Minnesota, honestly, they have the pieces to beat them. And honestly, I think Minnesota is going to beat them. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say Minnesota moves on to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in a while, folks. Oh, so, like I said, give me Minnesota. And then Houston against Oklahoma City. Obviously, going to be another good matchup. By the way, that Golden State-Minnesota matchup, I'm going to have going in 3. Yeah, I'll have that, or not 3. I'm going to have that go in 6. Actually, no, give me 7 for that series. Minnesota wins in 7 at the Oracle. Or, no. Actually, I'll give it in 6. Why am I going to give it in 6? Because honestly, I think that if Minnesota can go ahead and they can upgrade and get ahead at the if they can get ahead and win one game at the Oracle, go 3-2 into Minnesota, I think that they would actually go ahead, they would pull it off. So, like I said, give me Minnesota in 6 in that one, and then Houston taking on Oklahoma City. Give me Houston, but give me that one in 7, because honestly, I think George, Anthony, and Westbrook, I think that matchup's going to be well against is James Johnson, James Harden, and Chris Paul. Honestly, I think that really, if I had to pick 2 teams, or if I had to pick 3 teams right now that are going to be in the playoffs, in the finals, it's going to be Houston, hands down. All right? These are my 3 teams. It's going to be Houston, and it's going to be Minnesota, and it's going to be Boston in their respective conferences is in the finals. All right? Those are my 3 teams that I have making it definite. All right? Hey, now, who do I have? I know this is going to kill everybody. Who do I have winning the Western Conference? It's because that's a Minnesota taking on Houston final. Guys, it's really not that hard. All right, I got Houston going on, all right? I got about all the 1 seeds. I do. Ooh, and like I said, I'll have the Rockets take on the Celtics. And honestly, I'll have that one matchup between Houston and Minnesota. I'll have that one go to 7, but I think that, honestly, in Game 7, I think the Rockets step it up. Now, who do I have winning? That's the bigger question. Who do I have winning the finals? Celtics, Rockets? Guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say that one goes to 7. It's a good matchup. Everybody gets into it because it's not the Cavs and the Warriors for once. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it to the Houston Rockets. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give James Harden his ring. I'm going to give Chris Paul his ring. And honestly, I'm going to say it works out. I'm going to really say that the matchup that the Rockets have provided, honestly, sorry, Kyrie, I don't think you move on to the championship. I don't think you move on to the White House. I think the Rockets actually go ahead. They move on to the White House. And they actually get the championship celebration. Then again, if people don't actually decide to go to the White House, I mean, that was a joke last year. The fact that the Warriors were like, oh, we're not going to go to the White House. I mean, that's a privilege, guys. Come on. I get it's Trump, but don't be greedy, man. And so, honestly, like I said, I don't really think the Warriors are going to make it this year. I don't think the Cavs are either, right? I don't think that either team has really anything to look forward to this season. And other than the fact that, one team's going to be rebuilding, the other one kind of has to worry about bringing back Kevin Durant next season, and the other has to worry about LeBron going away. So, I mean, who's really going to get the better of it? I mean, who knows? Maybe, who knows? I'm going to stir the pot real quick. What if LeBron leaves, say Kevin Durant leaves Golden State, and say LeBron goes to Golden State? I mean, who's not to say that, folks? Folks, can't beat him, join him. Hasn't happened before, right? I mean, LeBron hasn't gone to Miami. I mean, it's not like Miami signed LeBron James and then built a super team and then won like 4 straight finals. 2 straight finals. But, I mean, who am I kidding? Alright, guys. So, that's enough ranting for me. That's enough babbling for me. What do you guys say? So, alright, guys. So, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, I do apologize about going early today. A little bit unannounced. I get that. Kind of had a lot of stuff going on. But, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Guys, I love you all with all my heart. Alright, guys, next Thursday I will be going live. Same time. If that changes, you guys will know. Trust me. Alright, guys, so, like I said, thank you guys so much for listening. Guys, I always do appreciate it. Love you guys with all I got. And, guys, like I said, I will talk to you guys next week. Hey, guys, this is JT from Sports Talks, signing out. Take it easy, guys. Alright, guys. Nice. Thank you guys for watching. Always appreciate it. Thought you went. Yeah, I had a little bit of connection issues on the on my phone. Oh, and it kind of like, yeah. So, all right, guys. So thank you guys for watching. You guys know how much I appreciate it. So I love you guys. I really do. Oh, all right, YouTube. I will talk to you guys probably later tonight because I know I owe you guys another World Tour video. So, YouTube, I owe you guys. So YouTube, take it easy.